Hello everyone, and good evening to you all. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope you folks have a truly blessed and wonderful Tuesday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also, tonight in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we're expecting for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the last half of this week, the upcoming weekend, and on to the start of next week. So without further ado, let's get things started here on this Tuesday night with my National Day calendar listings. Well, actually, here's my featured National Day holiday from today. Of course, today was National Radio Day. On this day, National Radio Day recognizes the great invention of the radio. Celebrate the news, information, music, and stories carried across the airwaves. Several inventors participated in the invention of the radio in the late 1800s. Amazingly, not just one person can be credited with its beginning. Instead, each component developed through invention and discovery. As these technologies converged, the radio came to life. So, let's find out who invented the radio. The paragraphs that follow describe a noted international effort that contributed to the conception of the radio. In Germany, Heinrich Hertz's research proved electricity could be transmitted wirelessly. Elsewhere, the prolific inventor Nikola Tesla patented multiple inventions. He provided the radio with the Tesla coil. Born in Croatia, Tesla also contributed many patents involving alternating current. Not only did Tesla make the radio possible, but he also advanced the science and production of numerous other inventions. However, when it comes to the first commercially available wireless, Italian Guglielmo Marconi receives the honor. Entertainment and music did not always fill the airwaves. In fact, the radio's first function was much more practical. First, a wireless radio served the military. The radio also provided a regular perfect service role. Much like the dits and dots of a telegram, the wireless transmitted information. It also served in an emergency capacity. In 1912, a Marconi wireless broadcast a Titanic's distress signal. In 1906, Reginald Fessenden created the first radio broadcast of voice and music purely for entertainment purposes aired. He transmitted the program from Brant Rock, Massachusetts, for the general public to hear. The Canadian-born scientist would go on to many more successes in his lifetime. An American contributor to the radio, Lee DeForest, invented the Audion vacuum. This invention made live broadcasting possible. Born in Iowa in 1873, DeForest would become the chief scientist for the first U.S. radio firm, American Wireless Telephone and Telegram. So when did the first radio stations broadcast? The 1920s brought the first broadcast stations to the forefront. Around the world, listeners tuned in for news and world events for the first time. Other radio facts include radio ownership grew. In 1931, 2 out of 5 homes owned a radio. By 1938, 4 out of 5 owned a radio. According to FCC statistics at the end of 2012, more than 15,000 licensed broadcast radio stations were operating in the U.S. On October 1st, 1999, the first satellite radio broadcast occurred. WorldSpace aired the broadcast in Africa. So I hope you've observed this Tuesday by listening to your favorite radio station. Some of the local radio stations include 99.7 FM KMJJ, KDMA Magic 102.9, KDKS Hot 102.1 Jams, KBTT 103.7 The Beat, KOKA The Light, 980 AM. I'm not sure what the FM signal is. I don't listen to local radio stations anymore. I listen to IQ Radio. It's like I listen to live streaming where I only listen to local radio stations or 96.5 KVK, 96.5 KVKI, KRMD 101.1. That's a country station. KOKL FM 95.7. I think that's the classic hits of all time. or KQHN, that's 97.3. That classic rock station, I think, is 98.1. 99X. I don't know, 94.5. Like K94.5. I don't really keep up with the radio stations here anymore. So it's been years since I last listened to the radio station out of Shreveport. So celebrate National Radio Day. Listen to your favorite station. Give special recognition to this station radio personalities and the programs that make your days better. Use hashtag National Radio Day to post on social media. So here's the fact. The first commercial radio station began broadcasting on this date in 1920. That would be 104 years ago. On December 12, 1901, Guglielmo Marconi transmitted the first radio signal across the Atlantic Ocean. On November 2nd, 1920, Westinghouse Electric and Manufacturing broadcast the voter returns for the 1920 presidential election. They broadcast out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania under the call sign KDKA. Traditional radio is broadcast over airways and has a limited range. Online radio is broadcast through the internet and it is limited only by the availability of the internet. See, that's why I listen to online, like radio, like streaming. Like I can listen to a radio station like that can be heard just about anywhere across the country. It don't have to be no specific local station. So, since I've had an iPad and my iPhone, these devices, I've downloaded the apps and I just listen to a radio station of my choice and don't have to necessarily listen to what the locals are playing. Also, today was National Accessible Air Travel Day, and also today was National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day on this third Tuesday in August. And now, of course, I do want to apologize for the delay in tonight's video. I was watching night 2 of the 2024 Democratic Convention. So for those that are watching, it's turned out to be such an exciting event. I believe President Joe Biden spoke long. Joe Biden gave a long overdue speech. Gave a very long speech during last night's first night of the Democratic National Convention. Tonight it was Obamas. It was former First Lady Michelle Obama, I believe. And then it wrapped up tonight with former President Barack Obama speaking. So I just thought I'll try to see how much I can get jotted down in detail in tonight's video because my time expires at midnight, which is approximately 17 minutes. So I don't have a lot of time. So I wish I did. So hopefully. Hopefully I get to start a bit sooner tomorrow night. But let's talk about what I think. I think we finally have a forecast. I think finally have a forecast. I think you're going to love. Overnight low temperatures will range from the middle 60s northeast to the middle 70s southwest. So no concerns of any heat advisories or no concerns of any heat advisories or excessive heat warnings or anything else like that. Tomorrow, going into your Wednesday, which is the middle of the week, a gradual warming trend begins. Daytime high temperatures may still be just below 90 degrees in portions of southeast Oklahoma and southwest Arkansas, but parts of deep east Texas will likely warm into the upper 90s. So tomorrow should be another seasonally warm day for us. And your averages and records for this day: 95 degrees, 95 is the normal high, normal low is 73. 95 is the normal high, 73 is the normal low. Record high is 108 set on this day back in 2011. 62 is the record low set on this day back in 1940. And of course, with the exception of portions of way down in the Deep East Texas area of heat advisories and excessive heat warnings, no across our immediate 4-state area is our Shreveport Bossier area is under an excessive heat warning or heat advisory or anything else like that. So we're basically clear, and of course we're not seeing any showers or thunderstorm activity here on this Tuesday night. So all is quiet, which you see. Such as what this case has been so far this month. We barely gotten any rain. I'll let you guys know exactly how much rain we could be expecting in the next few days, if there's any. So of course what you see here is, with the exception of disturbance that's being found, I wouldn't say that's necessarily disturbance that's down in far south Texas near the Brownsville, St. Padre Island area. I wouldn't say much of the side. I think there's a couple of spotty showers off the Florida Gulf Coast. Other than that, everything's all quiet here on this Tuesday night, with barely a shower or two. So I was quiet for the most I could say. And of course we're seeing and of course nothing too much is happening here. So we've had that stationary boundary, that trough. That's what's giving us the modified dry area in place. That's what's gonna knock off all the humidity. So what I say about the forecast, I think you'll love. I think now today turned out to be a rather seasonal day with temperatures reaching, most likely, if I'm not mistaken, we topped it at 95 degrees earlier today. So it was just another seasonal day with temperatures fairly close to normal. And we did not experience it. Unlike what we had yesterday morning, we did not experience any rain. So I think you're gonna like the temperatures with the comfortable and pleasant conditions and low humidity. Temperature outside here on this Tuesday night is 82 degrees with clear skies. Temperature outside on this Tuesday night is 82 degrees with clear skies. We have an east wind at 7 miles per hour. Humidity is 58%. Dew point is 66 degrees. That's what the feels like. Temperature 84 degrees. So we have dew points in the 60s. Of course, this is rare for this time. This is almost rare for this time of year. That means we have plenty of dry air in place. So that means temperatures are likely going to bottom themselves out overnight. Barometric pressure is at 30.5 inches of mercury. So it looks like we're gonna have so the rest of this week we're gonna have nice and pleasant conditions with seasonal temperatures. Severe weather over the high plains. Monsoonal thunderstorms across the Four Corners, heating the south. Strong to severe thunderstorms are expected across the northern and central high plains Wednesday afternoon, with severe winds and large hail as the primary threats. A dangerous heat wave will continue across the southern plains and Gulf Coast through much of the week. Monsoonal thunderstorms across the Four Corners region may result in excessive rainfall and flash flooding. So, get yourselves. So, fortunately, that's not a concern for us. So, we're just going to be looking at plenty of sunshine and seasonally hot days. So, it doesn't look like that, unfortunately, we have much rain on them. I'll tell you guys more about it just shortly. So we still now. So we learned that. So here's a recap of Hurricane Ernesto. So we learned that Ernesto has weakened to a post-tropical cyclone earlier today after making its way well north of off the Canada shoreline, northeastern off the Canada shoreline. Now here's a recap of Hurricane Ernesto. Hurricane Ernesto was a moderately strong Atlantic hurricane which caused significant flooding in Puerto Rico before striking Bermuda as a hurricane. The fifth named storm and third hurricane of Hurricane Ernesto was a moderately strong Atlantic hurricane which caused significant flooding in Puerto Rico before striking Bermuda as a hurricane. The fifth named storm and third hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, Ernesto developed from a tropical wave east of the Leeward Islands. The storm moved towards the Antilles, impacting several nations. Ernesto then turned northward, reached Category 2 strength before making landfall in Bermuda as a Category 1 hurricane just this past Saturday, August 17th. Ernesto then weakened back to a tropical storm before re-intensifying back into a hurricane and brushing Atlantic Canada, becoming extratropical by August 20th. That was earlier today. So far, at least 3 indirect deaths have been tied to Ernesto, all related to rip currents from the hurricane along the east coast of the United States. So that's a recap of, so after Ernesto became extratropical and after Ernesto finally weakened, it appears that at the moment, we currently do not have any storms that's active in the tropics. So we spent nearly. So we spent nearly. So at the moment, we currently do not have any systems in the tropics that are active at the moment. So this is kind of almost a rarity for August. We typically in August we almost never go through a single day without we typically never go a single day throughout. Typically during this time of year, we do not go a single day without seeing something active in the tropics. So this is kind of rarity, as the tropics are is somewhat unusually quiet on what was originally predicted, but it's been originally predicted to be an extremely active year. It goes to show early in the season with Beryl, we've had the strongest Category 5 storm, earliest Category 5 storm on record early in the season. That was back in early July. So the tropics remain quiet for now, but we'll just keep looking out and see if we have anything else active. So now, tonight, with mostly clear skies, mainly clear skies, we should be down to 72 degrees. That's like the lowest temperature we've seen so far this month. So far, that would be the lowest temperature we've seen so far this month. So far, the lowest temperature we've seen so far this month is 73 degrees, and we've reached that. We've dropped that low on 2 occasions already. We've dropped that low on 2 occasions already this month. I think it was like almost a couple weeks ago. So tonight, our low temperature is forecast to be 72 degrees with mostly clear skies, with an east wind at 7 miles per hour, and we're not expecting any rain. Tomorrow, of course, it's going to be a nice day for us with temperatures close to normal for this time of year. Lots of sunshine. So get out the sunglasses and sunscreen, of course. It's going to be another night. It's going to be another nice and comfortable day. It's going to be a nice and pleasant, comfortable day for us tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. So without the humidity, so tomorrow is going to be one day to surely get out and enjoy. High temperature without the humidity, without the heat and humidity. So tonight so tomorrow during the day we'll top it at 94 degrees. That's actually closer to what our high temperature should be this time of year, with an east wind at 7 miles per hour, and we're not expecting any rain tomorrow as we go into your Wednesday. And it looks like we should be expecting we should see temperatures bomb out mostly through the 70s in overnight hours tonight. So it would not be a surprise at all if we were to begin tomorrow morning with lows in the 60s. That would be nice. So we should be in the mostly in the 70s. We should start out tomorrow morning with the temperature 72 degrees with mostly clear skies. Then tomorrow morning around 9 a.m. with sunshine, we should be up to 78 degrees. Noon tomorrow with sunshine, we should be up to 87 degrees. 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon with sunshine, we should be up to 92 degrees. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with sunshine, we should be at 92 degrees. 9 p.m. tomorrow night with clear skies, so we should be down to 84 degrees. So tomorrow's going to be a nice day for something we typically do not get to experience this time of year. That's going to cause by an upper level trough over portions of the U.S. That's what's going to give us a dry. So we'll be selling a dry weather pattern that's set up for tomorrow, which means so. Now here's what the next 7 and 10 days have in store for us. So after a low temperature night, 72 degrees tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. So tomorrow we're expecting plenty of sunshine, high of 94, low of 69. We'll have an east wind at 7 miles per hour and no rain is expected. Thursday, once again, continuing that sunshine out. Our dry pattern continues into Thursday with the high of 95, low of 67. Winds will be from the east at 7 miles per hour, and again, we're not expecting any rain. Friday, it'll get a little warmer, but still be a nice day for us with plenty of sunshine. It would be a little bit hot, but but there's no need to complain. So with plenty of sunshine, be a little hotter, but still a nice and very warm day for us as we go into your Friday. High of 97, low of 73. Winds will be from the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour, and no rain is expected. Saturday, it will be hot with mostly sunny skies. Remember the dangers of dehydration and heat stroke if outside for an extended period of time. So, excuse me. High of 99, low of 72. Winds will be from the east-southeast at 7 miles per hour and no rains expected. Sunday, mostly sunny and hot. High of 99, low of 74. Winds will be from the southeast at 6 miles per hour and chance rate not more than 10%. Looks like they will start to see the return of rain chances to hit into your Mondays again to the start of next week. Partly cloudy and hot and expect a few thunderstorms, mostly, especially in the afternoon. High of 97, low of 77. Winds will be from the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance rain 30%. Then Tuesday of next week, a week from today, we have partly cloudy. I say we'll have partly cloudy with at least a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm or two. High of 92, low of 72. Winds will be from the south-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Chance rain 20%. And it looks like that temperatures will most likely remain in the 90s for the remainder of next week with at least low rain chances. Next Wednesday, the 28th, we have partly cloudy skies, highs in the low 90s, chance of rain. Partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm or two possible. Highs will be in the low 90s, chance of rain 20%. Next Thursday, the 29th, we have partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm or two. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s with a slight another 20% chance of rain 20%. Then by the time we close out next Friday, which would be the 30th, it will have plenty of sunshine, highs in mid 90s, and no rain is expected. The way it's looking right now. So at the moment, we currently do not have anything active in the tropics that's likely to be headed our way now or any within the next few days. So so not much of any rain is expected. So since the dissipation of Ernesto earlier today, we currently do not have any active systems in the tropics at this time. So just keep looking out to see what could be developing now. Looks like our high temperatures most likely will be in the 90s over the next few days. So we'll actually be close to normal both tomorrow and Thursday. Then we'll get a little hotter for Friday and of course through the weekend onto early next week. Highs mostly in the mid to upper 90s each day. Then we'll kind of have a front coming through early next week, which will lower our daytime highs in the low 90s by this time next week, for next Tuesday, which is the 27th. And of course, heat index should not be a concern. Just great, comfortable, dry, not nice. Just straight nice weather over the next few days. Now your rain chances. So we're looking mainly dry for the remainder. So through the remainder of it, we're looking mainly dry. And of course, the only rain chance I have with the next few days. So no rain's expected from tomorrow all the way through at least Sunday. I have a 10% chance for Sunday, 30% chance for Monday, and then back down to 20% by Tuesday. So not much of any measurable rainfall is on the way for the next few days. So definitely. So, but we've only got one day. We've only got one day of rain. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. More other than that, unfortunately, we haven't gotten under a 1/10 of an inch of rain. More rain is needed. So unfortunately, so we just have to see what we can get. So that's the only. So I'll have way less than 1/10 of an inch of rain within the next few days. So that's about all the rain we can get. So unfortunately, my time is up. That's all that I have for you guys tonight. I have more updates tomorrow night. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off. You guys have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Take care of yourselves and each other. Most of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.